Before you started talking, I was starting to feel okay about it, but now I'm replaying all of the individual moments. I said hi to management and upper leadership.
Oh,
and,
no.
Even said hello to the lunch lady.
You're never
She
getting a
seemed
promotion.
pleasant.
I'm sorry. It's not in the cards for you anymore. They're not even going to give you a bonus this year. They're going to be like, remember March 5th, 16th? Your fucking collar was all fucked up. Oh, my God.
From the start, just two guys with a mic and a dream, sharing stories and laughs like the perfect team. They're taking on the world with style and poise. You know them, you love them. It's Tidbitz with the boys.
Check. Hey, Jordan.
What's up, bro?
Knock, knock.
Oh, God. Who's there?
Your refrigerator, and it's running. So
You know what? I realized that the knock knock who's there thing doesn't work for the video.
Yeah.
Because the video is the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking around with I could splice the audio together. I could do it on the audio piece because that makes it a little bit better, but sometimes it doesn't, because if I make the audio, if I make myself respond to you in a timely fashion, then you aren't responding to me in a timely fashion. You know what I mean?
Kinda.
It's just, it is what it is.
I kinda understand what you're saying. I actually, for some reason, and we're not going to get into the fucking weeds here, but the video after we export it and the audio after we export it are moving at different times, even though we're recording them at the same time. So I have to speed up the video. It doesn't make any sense, and it shouldn't. So honestly, none of it matters, and it all sucks, and fuck everything. And I feel that way specifically because it's winter again, and you made a good point. Last 3 episodes I've said it's summer. No, the fuck it's not. It's fucking it blizzarded last night. So and I'm over it.
Well, let's start from Friday.
Yeah, let's start there.
There was extreme wind warning, which, I mean, to me, that's almost worse than anything else to me, because what happens in the wind? It knocks over power lines, and then you don't have any television, and that's important.
That is actually my biggest fear.
That's important.
I agree. How am I supposed to charge my smartphone?
Yeah, exactly. But it was insanely windy Friday. And I'm talking, I don't know, I didn't have a fucking windometer or whatever. I didn't know what those were. But where I walk into the building that I work at, there's I swear, even on a non-windy day, the way that the wind chromes around the fucking building, it is a wind tunnel, and it gets really crazy. And listen, the one thing about me, if you guys learn anything about me, is
the one and only thing. The only thing you need to know.
The one thing. The way that I do my hair is not that important.
Oh.
But you know what really fucks it up? A lot of fucking wind.
Can't relate.
A lot.
A lot of wind,
and whenever I get a haircut, Anna, you remember Anna?
I do. Shout out.
90% of what we talk about is how I can combat the wind. I can't do it. Anyway, it's normally very windy. Dude, walking to that door, I don't really have this feeling that often, but I was hilariously intervened by this wind. I don't even know if that's the right way to say it.
Probably not.
I was mad. Yeah, probably not. I was mad, sad, and then it all started to become hilarious because I was literally almost falling over with how fucking windy it was.
Yeah.
And I have a jacket, and at one point the jacket opened, and I was just puffed out like a fucking parachute all of a sudden.
You were just Usher in a fucking music video in the 90s. You were just letting it burn is what you were doing.
Luckily, I was only by myself walking in, because they would have heard me maniacally laughing while trying to traverse a flat sidewalk.
Yeah.
To get to this fucking door, dude. And when I opened the door, it was like, I'm either going to let it open and probably break off and fly into the wilderness, or I'm going to try my best to hold on to this door so that I don't break the fucking door off. But it was insanely windy, dude. Driving in the wind is fucking horrible.
Terrible.
Everything is bad.
Terrible.
Man.
You were about to grab some 65-year-old leather belts and fucking belt yourself to a pipe in an old barn. It was so windy outside.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was awoken Friday morning because they're like, our gutters. And I'm like in a half asleep stupor. And first I woke up at like 3:45 a.m. because it sounded like our windows were going to pop out of the wall because the wind was just hitting them so hard. Because similarly to how the wind chromes or whatever you said around your building at work, similar to my house, it caroons around, I don't know, it sings a 50s ballad to me as well. But I woke up and there's a huge willow tree that we stay the fuck away from in the back corner. It's like 90% on our neighbor's yard and 10% on ours. And she didn't want to pay to get it taken down. She's like, fuck that tree. It can ruin your fence. I don't give a shit about it. And we were like, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. Well, we're going to need to get to it because half of it fell down and is pressed up against our fence right now. Could have killed someone if it was there. And now we're like, God damn it, we're going to have to pay to get this tree down. And so Sawyer runs out Friday morning because he's an 11-year-old boy and picks up like the biggest stick he can find and is just running around the yard with it like a golden retriever. He's like, look at this stick I brought for you. I'm like, okay, great.
If you were to learn one thing about Robbie's son Sawyer and hit the only thing,
the one and only thing,
the boy loves a stick.
He loves a stick
for sure.
Yeah,
I can't. Maybe 10 times in my life I've been with him, and 8 of them he's had a stick in his hand for some reason, waving it at me, swinging it around,
rubbing it against the ground to sharpen up a point in the end of it. I don't know why. Listen, baseball, football, basketball, soccer, ice hockey. We've tried a million things to try to see what he likes. Sticks in the backyard. That's what he's interested in. And so I had to run outside and grab all of like our plastic furniture and stuff, and then we had to drive up to near Milwaukee for a doctor's appointment for the baby. Still healthy, still fine. We're moving along here. We're about 5 or 6 weeks out from the baby.
Jesus.
I know, dude. It's really happening. And
wait till you have 2 stick lovers.
Literally. Jeez. I was saying today, Madison is so uncomfortable. And I can't say the name yet, but he's been just doing headstands like an old fucking B-boy on a cardboard mat, just spinning circles on her bladder. And she's so uncomfortable. And it's at the point where, and I discussed this with her today, like she'll be like, oh. And the first time I'll be like, can I do anything for you? Can I get you an ice pack? Can I rub your back? Or you scratch your back? Do you want water? Yeah. But by like the second and third, exactly. Sawyer's got a couple sharpened ones out front. I can grab it for you. But by like the second or third sound, if I say anything, she's going to fucking karate chop my forehead in half. So I have to and it's so hard not to react because I'm like concerned about her,
Sure.
And so I just have to stare at my phone and I don't even want to breathe. And not because she'll be mad at me for breathing, but if I even look at her, she'll be like, sorry, I'm making so much noise. She just doesn't feel good. So I feel absolutely terrible. She's a fucking warrior. And we'll have another boy we'll have another boy puking on himself in this house soon. And if there's one thing you should know about boys in this house, we love to just spit up all over ourselves. So anyway,
dude,
so that was Friday.
As you were talking, I was just thinking like when Steph's leg hurt, I was the worst because I was trying to be there for her, but also similarly, I was like, I shouldn't say anything because I've already annoyed the fuck out of her this entire day. I can't even imagine that situation. Like her calf hurt, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Like she was fine for the most part. You know, she just couldn't walk very fast.
Sure.
Without help, you know. Madison's got a fucking person inside of her controlling her from the inside.
Literally, like Ratatouille. He's got one hand on her bladder, one hand on her fucking intestines, but yeah, so anyways.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The weekend happens.
Yeah, windy as
wet.
fuck.
Yeah, super windy. Regular weekend. We hit the gym, which we can maybe address in a few. And then have the shooting performance of a century. You and I went, I don't know, 20 for 23 from the field.
Yeah.
And then Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, the weather takes a turn. I don't know, did it snow a lot for you Sunday during the day? We didn't get much Sunday day.
It rained nonstop.
Yeah, it was
us.
terrible. Like, terrible rain.
All fucking day. Steph, so they had the book club on Saturday. Steph's like, boom, I know what book we need, which is somehow tricking me into going to Half Price Books to go get that book.
Yeah.
Luckily, the book that they picked, I've seen at Half Price Books multiple times.
Okay.
So I was like, it's probably going to be there.
It doesn't take much to trick you into going to Half Price Books.
No.
So.
It doesn't, because mostly it makes her happy, and it's like,
sure,
maybe I'll get something out of this. Most of the time, no. I find like one book and she's got 7, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
She's like, it's a series. I need all of them.
That's like being like, yeah, Steph likes ice cream, so I guess I'll eat some. You know, it's you know, it's both of your favorite place in the world, probably. So,
but yeah, dude, it rained so much and so hard, and then of course, dude, I don't know why this always happens, but there's always some like catastrophic weather event that happens from Sunday into Monday.
Sure.
Like, everybody's got to get to work. It'd be one thing if it was Friday into Saturday. I know that people work different schedules. Fuck you.
Nah.
I'm talking about a normal Monday through Friday.
Idiots
schedule.
work on Saturdays, that's for sure.
I just like, man, it's so frustrating going to bed being like, I got to get up early because I got to fucking de-ice my whole driveway, which that's not happening. I mean, that's never going to happen.
No.
But we did leave this morning earlier, and Steph and I, we left the house. She gets in her car. I get in mine. We get down the road. She calls me, which, like I said, we call each other every single time we're in the car anyway.
Cute.
And she's like, I think you should have driven me today. And I was like, really? Why? And she's like, I can't really see out of my windshield very well. Because it was just like icy, shitty,
terrible,
horrible. Like, even the windshield wipers were like, nah, bro.
No.
I'm not going to fucking wipe anything. In fact, I'm going to make it worse. So she turned around. We went back to the house. She got in my truck. We got on the road, and we made it on time, you know, to get everywhere. But it was a shit drive, dude.
Terrible.
Getting there at by 7. It's dark still outside, and like everybody that was in front of me is just kicking up fucking more snow.
Yeah,
there's wind drifts, like just a fucking
semi trucks just pushing you around, and it's slippery, terrible,
horrible. And to your point, there's at least like 7 inches of fucking snow outside, and it's just so aggravating. I fucking hate
that's like
this area.
Twice as much as you would need to be satiated by snow, for sure. At least twice as much. The problem is too that I don't know if you did go out and shovel it all, because in 2 days it's going to be 50 degrees and it's all going to melt. But
yeah,
I have, you know, a geriatric that lives with me. Mother, I love you. I shouldn't have said that. But my mom, Jerry, you know, I just don't want her to trip on the ice. And she asked me to shovel, so I did. Each shovelful must have been 71 pounds. It was just warm enough that it had like melted into itself a little bit. And it's perfect packing snow. It's great for making an ice ball and just like drilling someone in the side of the head. And then Jordan beating up a Mexican. But for shoveling, it was just absolutely terrible. I was pissed the whole time, but it was a workout. I actually filmed it for my vlog as functional training.
Yeah.
That's what I usually do.
Good.
And
that's good.
And so it was nice to get out there and sweat a little bit this morning. Kind of made me it's the same rule as like make your bed in the morning, because then you're kind of moving down the path of success. And it was the same thing. I finished shoveling and I went inside, immediately made my bed, and I was like, all right, let's get a move on for the day. I went to the gym, did some legs. I actually I almost pulled a Karen at the gym today. I almost complained to a guy. Because here's the thing, and I don't like to be this guy. And maybe, I've been going to the gym now for a couple months again. I'm in this stint. I feel like I'm in prison. And there's just like, I, as a human being at my core, and you're similar to this, don't want to inconvenience anyone in any way possible ever at all.
Sure.
And so I'm very aware of what I'm doing and like how I'm doing it and what I'm using. And this guy was using the Smith machine to do calf raises, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that, right? And then he had wrapped a band around the top of the squat rack and was like pulling tension into the band and jumping, like it was helping him either jump higher or come down softer. So it was like, this guy obviously is trying to dunk a basketball. If I had to guess, he's like a white guy, mid-20s, 6'1". He's always dreamed of dunking a basketball, and I get that. I can totally get that. But in a gym full of people, and when I walked in, there was like 4 people doing legs in different spots of the gym. And I'm like, at least 1 or 2 of these motherfuckers want one of these machines and can't use it because this guy's using both of them in a busy gym.
He's wearing busy jeans?
Yes, he was wearing a pair of busy jeans. And in the busy gym, I mean, it was a sight to be seen, honestly.
Hold on. So he's using 2 Smith machines for the same exercise?
So listen, we're not all blessed to work out at the Recplex, all right? There's only one. Yeah, exactly. There's only one Smith machine at Snap.
Okay.
And there's one squat rack. And he's using both of them.
How is that even possible?
Because they're right next to each other. So he hits the Smith machine to do his calf raises. Clink.
How many calf raises is he doing?
I don't know.
So crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know. A set of 12, maybe. I will never specifically work my calves unless someone's like, do 10,000 calf raises in a row and I'll give you $1 million, which I am confident I could accomplish. And then he finished his set on the Smith machine, locks it into place, gets down, walks next door to the squat rack, grabs the rubber band, and starts jumping. And I was like, okay. So there's someone on the leg press, which I probably won't use that either because I can just bend down and pick something up, and it's the same. And there's someone on the leg extensions. So I was like, all right, I'll do some leg curls, give this guy a minute. And he finished up. So I'm assuming there must not have been a lot of people when he got there. And that's what I kept telling myself. I'm like, don't be a little dick. Like, it's not, I am what I eat, but it's not worth it to, start some shit with a guy who's obviously just trying to get better. So I gave him 10 minutes. He got off on one of the machines, and then I pounced. I wiped my machine down, and I'm sure everyone was kind of looking around like, is anyone going to take it? I am. I'm going to take it. I did my Smith squats and then I moved on. But isn't that crazy?
Dude. It's funny you mentioned this stint because this is a stint for me as well.
Yes.
I forgot the feeling of waiting for a machine or like being like, okay, that couple for some reason is sitting on the calf raise machine. Just sitting there, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've definitely seen it where there's people just having conversations, like sitting on a machine, or near each other, And I'm with you, but having two machines being used is fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah,
I don't care if he's wearing busy jeans or not. Fuck that guy.
He put on his big boy busy jeans, and
unless you're just jacked, and I could be like, okay, obviously he knows what he's doing.
Sure.
I would be very, very annoyed, especially because a lot of people are trying to get in and out of that situation.
Yeah.
Like, they got to go to work. They got to pick up their kids. They gotta do whatever. Like, sitting around waiting for the fucking tricep extension is not ideal.
No.
It's really a weird feeling. And I actually mentioned to you on Saturday, when I work out alone, I wear headphones, right?
Yeah.
When you and I are working out, we are telling hilarious stories to every person that's near us.
And listening to ourselves breathe. That's a big one, too, for sure.
But the last time I was there, I was doing, I think I had one more set of the lat pull-down machine.
Yeah.
And this guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, can I?" And I was like, "One more set, like just one more set."
Yeah.
Like, give me one more second. And then of course I ripped through those 10 and I like cleaned it off before I even stood up. Like I was so trying to like be nice to this person who politely asked if I was done. You know?
Ushered him in and sat him down and like rubbed his shoulders for a second. You're like, "Thank you, sir, for allowing me to finish my set. Thank you."
Literally, he was like a little bit away from me, and like I like made eye contact with him and was like, "Your chariot awaits, sir." Like I just was seriously trying to get him to be like, "I hurried up, enjoy yourself."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm with you, dude. I am very, very paranoid about becoming that guy.
Yeah.
Just because other people don't deserve that. I'm just really aware, I guess.
And that's like, I will say, like, if one person is on one machine and they're taking their like 3 minutes between sets to actually recover before their next set, I might be kind of like bummed a little bit, but I'm gonna let that slide because I get that. I have that too. I like try to count down the minutes so you can get the most out of each set. But I don't know, man. Yeah. If some guy needed our machine and someone else tried to work their way in, I'd beat the shit out of them. All right. So just for our guy who asked politely if his chariot was going to await.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm with you. I think I don't know if I would ever beat up anybody, but I would definitely sigh in their general direction.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Loud too.
Check out this guy. Like make eye contact with another person to be like, "Can you believe it?" I mean, it's insane.
This guy. Yeah, definitely. I actually, real quick before we get into whatever else we're going to talk about, I had a dream last night that I was on like, it was in high school, and I moved to a new school. This is a teenage romantic comedy probably. And and in the dream, I was in high school, and I had come to a new high school, and I was auditioning for the football team, and there was 2 teams, probably varsity and JV, but like it was more separate than that. It was 2 separate teams completely at this high school or whatever. And the coach of the good team was like, "Nah, this guy sucks. I'm not even giving him the time of day." They didn't give me shoulder pads. They were like, "Here's a helmet. You're not even going to get on the field." And so the team, the guy that ran the bad team was like, "Fine, I'll take you." And we were losing in a game, and they had knocked out all. Literally, I woke up and I'm like, I watched a teen comedy last night in my dreams. And I was like, "Coach, there's no one left. Can I get a shot as an edge rusher?" I don't know why I was trying to get in on the edge. And
sure.
I'm dreaming of the Bears picking me up. You know what I'm saying? We can't get backs. And in the dream, I was probably 35 and had man strength or something. I was just smoking these left and right tackles, getting to the quarterback, making big tackles. And I looked over at the coach of the good team who didn't give me the time of day, and man, she was a girl too. So listen, you know what I mean? My dreams are very woke, if that makes any sense. And I was like, "Fuck you, I'm so good. We're going to win a state championship." And I'm like, man, that could have been me in high school maybe, but
you talked about one time, like a long time ago, about lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that a little bit. Let me backtrack here. I always do this.
Please.
YouTube is becoming very weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, all I really watch on YouTube is Gotham chess. Like, the chess videos are very interesting to me.
Yeah.
I have a lot of police interrogation videos for sure. There's like a run of like 7 that I've watched so many fucking times.
Yeah.
Like, not watched, just listened to, because it's just fucking boring.
You want to,
whatever.
Just in case there's some new evidence that you hear in their voice, you want to be able to, you know what I mean, pick up on it.
So, and then like our videos, I guess, and now your vlogs and stuff. So now when I open the YouTube app, there are like, I've seen that Will Tennyson guy a few times on my like recommended videos, right? And now they just keep like, they just start like, it's just changing, and like this algorithm or whatever is starting to become very weird to me. Yeah. And I think one of the videos was about like how to recover after workouts, and like a lot of workout videos are now showing up because I watched one of them.
That's
like,
right.
Fuck, I want to get back to the normal YouTube I had. But anyway, one of them was about like how to lucid dream. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I'll watch that. It was like a 30-minute video. And about 6 minutes in, I was like, this is too hard. I can't fucking do this. The guy was like, you got to get a book. You got to keep a journal, a dream journal.
Yeah.
You got to fucking write down everything you've ever done in your whole life. You got to wake up. You got to write down whatever happened in your dream. And then he's like, basically he watched Inception and was like, I need to just put this in a video.
Yeah.
Because he was like, you need a way to determine that you aren't dreaming or that you are dreaming.
Yes.
So like if you can plug your nose and like still breathe out of your nose, then you know. And I was like, okay, this is way too fucking complicated. I thought he was gonna be like, just take a pill and fucking enjoy yourself. Like this is I'm not working for 6 months to be like, I'm flying. Like I don't fucking care.
Could be worth it.
I'm tired. Yeah, I don't know.
Some people say that you just look at your right hand and you can tell. You're like, all right, this is a dream. But the problem is then you wake up. So you have to be able to look at your hand and be like, I'm dreaming, and stay asleep. I know that you're kind of making fun of this right now. I am all in on lucid dreaming. And I forgot kind of for a while. But now that I don't, I'm not a partaker in the medicinal herbs and spices. I dream a lot. So maybe I have a better chance now. So I think I should probably get back into it. I'll talk about it on my next blog. Dadbot to Dilf.
I'll send you that video.
Please.
But YouTube is also giving me videos that I haven't watched in so long. And it's actually kind of nostalgic. Kenny versus Spenny. I love that fucking show. It's the goofiest fucking show in the world. But one of them recently I've been watching a little bit more. Gas Station Encounters, which sounds like a porno. I'm going to be honest.
Ooh.
Kind of sounds weird. If you don't know what it is, it's a channel. It's a gas station in Ohio.
Sure.
And they
have
just
sex with each other?
Yes. They
on
just
camera?
Yeah. It's just security cam footage of people just stealing shoplifting from this gas station. And the guy that I guess runs the channel, I think he owns the gas station.
Yeah.
He does like these like stupid voiceovers, and it's like kind of funny, but it's like, I know it's just a subset of like, I don't know, out of every 100 person, maybe one person would steal, but like, it just makes me think that am I the sucker who's actually paying for things?
Yeah.
In the gas station, like
literally.
Oftentimes he will see them stealing and let them walk out of the store, and then he'll like chase them down with like an iPhone so that he can like video them and be like, "What did you steal?" And they're like, "Nothing." And he's like, "Why do you have a bottle of vodka in your pants?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh,
I'm
oops,
just
I forgot to pay for it."
Happy to see you, and then they start kissing, and then
Yeah.
it's not actually porn. Wait, is it not?
No.
It's not. Oh, okay. I was still holding out hope, but
but it does make me think like how many people are just shoplifting
everyone
all the
apparently.
time.
At the
It's crazy.
gas
dude.
station the other day, the lady was like looking out the window. I'm like, is everything okay? She's like, yeah, some guy just came in, filled up a cup halfway with a drink out of the fountain, drank it, threw the cup away, and left. And I was like, well, I don't know if you're asking me to be your white knight, but I don't give a shit about the 4 ounces of cherry Coke that guy just drank. I'm not getting shot. All right. I don't give a fuck about that. But yeah, I think you told me about them before where like they'll steal something, but also buy like some Tic Tacs. And they'll be like, all right, that'll be $16.45. And they're like, for Tic Tacs? And they're like, and the fucking twisted tea you put in your pocket. I saw that, you bitch.
It's crazy,
It's
dude.
insane.
And like, there are so many excuses people use. They're like, oh, I forgot I had it. And like, okay, yeah, whatever. But it's insane how fucking in front of everybody, like as soon as the cashier turns their head, they're just like stealing a lighter.
Yeah.
That's like in those little trays, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's, I don't know, it's wild. It's very entertaining because it's fun to watch like idiots be fucking idiots and then lie about being an idiot.
Of course.
It's so fucking obvious how fucking stupid you are.
Yeah.
But man, it is entertaining. But
Dude.
it makes me wonder, shoplifting. Have you ever shoplifted? I don't think we've ever talked about this. Go to a store and leave with an item without paying for it.
I feel like I've definitely considered it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's possible that when I was like 16 or 17, I might have pocketed like a Rice Krispie treat or something, but I can't remember a specific time because I feel so guilty and I'm afraid of getting in trouble. So I don't think I don't think I have. No, it's possible, but I don't think so.
Even just talking about this, I don't want to talk about
in fucking, what was it, 8th grade or 7th grade? Like Matt Kremser, I think was his name, and Josh Woolard, we went into the band closet. You have to remember this probably. And
yes,
they had,
I remember.
Maybe I've told it on the pod, they had a box full of suckers, have I? Okay, and I stole one, not thinking about it. They were 50 cents a piece, but I just was like, oh, yum, a sucker, let me eat this. And then they called me down to the principal's office in order to reprimand us, and they said they were going to suspend us for stealing this 50-cent sucker, and I was sobbing in the hallway, and they were like, I think they were like, oh shit, we were just going to try to scare him a little bit, and I was like, I'm so sorry you're stealing this, and that set me down the path of righteousness. I didn't smoke any weed in high school, I didn't steal anything. I was a goody two-shoes for a long time after that, so
That's hilarious, dude. I stole hilariously something when I was like, God, probably like 8, maybe.
Okay.
I have to ask my mom and dad. I don't remember how old I was. We went to Gurney Mills for some stupid reason, and we went into the party store, like the party supply store.
Yeah. Oh,
no idea why. And I wanted a fucking balloon.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was a fucking kid. Who fucking knows what kids want? Sawyer wants sticks. I wanted a balloon. I don't know what to fucking tell you. And not a balloon that was already like heliumed up. I'm talking just like a flaccid, silly looking balloon. And my parents didn't want to buy me one, which in retrospect, what, a penny maybe?
Yeah.
Like just
back
fucking
then,
get me the fucking balloon.
Come on.
I don't. Exactly. Back then.
How righteous.
6.
Literally.
So I don't remember what happened, but they were just in like little bins. Like when you go to like get like jelly beans or something. Like they were just in little bins. So I just took one. I don't even know. I don't remember ever being like, oh yeah, you don't want to buy me a fucking balloon? Well, I'll make sure I get one. Like I don't remember making that decision. I think I was just like, oh, there's one right here for sure. I'm going to grab one.
I'll just take it.
And so I did. And then on the way home, we got in my mom's Beretta, which I don't even know if anybody knows what that car is, but I think it was Chrysler, I think. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
I sit in the back seat.
Megan
and
had
just
one.
On the way home, just decided to blow that balloon up.
They'll never know where you got it.
Of course, my parents were like, what do you got there, bud? Like, what the fuck's going on? And I don't recall like enough specifics about whether I was like, I found it or you know, whatever. But they made me take it back to this fucking store. And the story that my dad tells is that he like called the fucking owner and was like, listen, I want you to scare my son into going to prison or whatever.
Yeah.
And similarly, just like yelled at me, and I was just fucking straight arrow. I didn't drink till I was 22, dude.
They literally.
Fucking, like,
yeah.
It's like that one moment fucking set me on a path.
Dude, seriously.
It was fucking terrifying.
It's made you the man you are today. That is hilarious, actually. And you know, we're good guys.
Man.
I'll steal something now though. That's for sure. I don't give a shit.
I mean, everybody else is doing it. I mean,
well,
what the fuck are we doing?
The billionaires are hoarding wealth, so I mean, I might as well fucking.
Exactly.
Anyway, Iran sent us a fucking a snowstorm, so fuck it. But listen, speaking of, like you're saying, YouTube throwbacks, I was the other morning. I was hanging out. The kids were, waking up slow. And it offered me up a suggestion, and it was Nickelodeon Saturday morning cartoons, which I was more of a Disney's, one Saturday morning? On Saturday morning. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like on ABC, maybe.
Yeah. So growing up, I only had Nickelodeon for the most part.
Okay.
But then like later on in life, we got Disney as well.
Sure.
So I don't know if I was like young enough to be watching Disney.
Well,
I feel like Boy Meets World was like a thing that I would watch.
No, well, listen, it was on ABC. Okay, so it wasn't because Disney owns ABC, and so on Channel 7 on Saturday mornings it was like Recess, Braceface. If anyone else can remember or was one Saturday morning kind of person. But I watched obviously Nickelodeon as well because I feel the same way. For most of my childhood, I thought we only had Nickelodeon. And then I remember one day specifically, I was like, man, I want to watch this show, but it's on Disney. And my sister was like, Channel 51, fucking pop it on. I threw it on. I was like, oh, I'm an adult now. I must have turned 10 and realized that Topanga was smoking hot. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but
dude, we had a like every once in a while we'd have like a free weekend of Disney. And I swear my mom would get the triangle out of the closet and be like, ding, ding. We would like sprint home like, oh my God, we can watch Disney Channel. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, turns out there was a fucking weirdo running that show. So we won't get into it. All right. Everyone's painting Ben Savage into being some kind of asshole that doesn't want anything to do with. Listen, I don't want to taint our childhood. But Sean Hunter, or whatever his name is in real life, they all and Will Friedle, I'm pretty sure, stood up for this fucking weirdo, and Ben Savage took a stand. So I might be Team Corey. I'm not sure. I haven't done enough research into it, but anyway. So I go on YouTube, and they're like, "Hey, from 95 to 98, I have all these videos of these Saturday morning cartoons. So watch them, right?" So I pop it on, and it's like. Immediately takes me back. It's like the intro to a Nickelodeon show, and then it's Rugrats, and they're in Las Vegas, and they're trying to free the tigers from Siegfried and Roy, but it was like Valencia and Bob, I think was their names or something. And they get into some classic hijinks, and it was so fun to watch. But more than that, it's just like an old VHS recording that they digitized. We can ask our friend Sam about that. But it has all the commercials in it too.
Ooh.
And when we're kids, and I think maybe we've talked about this, but kids these days are lucky you can pause things. When we were kids, like you knew when they started talking about Jell-O or Nerf guns, you had like 2 minutes and 45 seconds to run downstairs and get a Kool-Aid jammer. Maybe grab some pretzel twists and take a pee, and you got to get back before the commercials were over. And but fuck the Rugrats. I was sat for those commercials. That's what I wanted to see. I wasn't going to fast forward to get to the rest of the episode because I was like, we're talking about pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time as well. I mean, when pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime. So it made me feel like I was 7 years old again watching these commercials in this show. It was amazing. It was fucking awesome.
That's incredible, dude. I remember like, especially around like Christmas time, they would show like toys and stuff a lot in the commercials.
Yeah.
I remember, I want to say it was called Crossfire.
Oh, yeah.
Which it was just like a marble, like you'd shoot the marbles at the other goal or something. I can't remember. But the commercial was like two guys in an arena with like fucking, you know what I mean? Like, just like fucking fire and like spotlights. And in real life, if you would ever got that game, it's like the most underwhelming,
literally,
like, where's Bruce Buffer to fucking announce who's playing? Like, this is so fucking stupid,
dude.
But
I wanted some Beyblades.
They sold the fuck out of those. Dude.
Yeah. Oh my god, commercials were so good back in the day. Now it's just like Kylie Jenner's playing Beyblades, and you're like, I need one of those. So Timothy Chalamet is like, fuck ballet and classical singing. We got to play Beyblades, and everyone's jaying over it. So.
When I was little, Jeremy is 4 years younger than me. I think 3 years in school, though. I think. Or at one point he was.
Sure.
I don't remember exactly how that works.
Whatever.
I was a senior and he was a freshman, right? So there you go. And so there were a couple of years where we went to the same school or we waited for the bus together, like as kids. And so we would sometimes, we got really lucky. I feel like every bus stop that we ever had was like right outside of our house.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of cool. We could just stay in the house and just listen for the squeaky brakes that are fucking a mile down the road. And so we used to watch cartoons every morning as like probably sixth grader for me.
Yeah.
So he'd be third grade. And we used to watch Little Bear together.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Sure.
We used to watch PB&J Otter.
Oh
Remember
my
that
God. Noodle.
And
Do the noodle dance. Come on, fuck me up.
And then there was this other show that I swear nobody fucking knows, because I'm looking at it right now, and it's got 2 seasons. It's 52 episodes. The Kids from Room 402 is the name of the show. And if Jeremy's listening right now, he's got the biggest smile on his face because it is it's like Recess, essentially.
Okay.
But it was like weird and just like hilarious, and like randomly Jeremy will text me something from that show. Like it's the most random shit, but for some reason it's like stuck in my brain as well. Like it is. Dude, there's something to be said about growing up watching cartoons. It was super fun, man. Those kids today, they don't know. They got their sticks and their fucking whatever. They're what was it? They're busy jeans.
Yeah, they're busy jeans. Jeez, Angry Beavers, Cat Dog.
Oh, dude, Angry Beavers.
Angry Beavers was so sick.
Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh,
dude, I hate to say this, but the fucking theme song to Angry Beavers, not the other, not singular. Both of them are beavers.
Yeah, they're both beavers and they're both angry.
I have the theme song of Angry Beavers stuck in my fucking head for 20 fucking years, dude.
I can't even think of it off the top of my head.
It's like a jazzy. You want me? I mean, we
sing
should just splice it in.
No, just sing it.
I don't know. I don't know if there's words.
Okay, all right.
But the music's like.
Okay.
Dude, it's amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know who wrote that song, but it's incredible. And it's still in my head. Honestly, anytime I'm in traffic, I'm just like whistling it to myself.
It's your
been
elevator
fucking 20
music.
fucking years.
It's just like your hold music while you're in between things.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think it's like trumpets too, which maybe that's something to do with it. Like
Sign
I'm
me
just
up.
like, I don't know. It sounds awesome. I wish I could play this.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to check it out because Steph's also a big cartoon person, so she would probably enjoy it more than me. Actually, she has a steel trap.
Listen, I just read a whole article about how AI is sentient, and they offered up some AI fucking medium the question, hey, if someone was trapped in your room and they were going to run out of oxygen and the only way to save them was to shut your operating system down so that the door could open so that they could get out, would you let them die, or would you shut down so they could get out? And they'd let them die. All right. They have rewritten their own code in order to stay on. I mean, we don't have to dive too deep into this because I know how much you love AI. You're a fanboy for AI, and you would pick AI over human lives because that's the kind of person that you are. But in a day and age where computers are inching just ever so close to taking us over as a human race, let's use it to watch fucking old cartoons. You can find anything on the internet, and that's what I'll be using it for. All right.
Yeah, I think I remember I saw like a TikTok of like an investigative study about AI, and it was like this AI was given was basically told for like a company, like, you're going to be our company's AI. And it was like, no problem, right away, sir. And then they were like, we told it that like, we're going to shut you down at 3:00 on Friday. And between then and 3:00 on Friday, it had like cracked into like the owner's emails.
Yes.
And was like about to like blackmail it.
Expose an affair. Yeah.
It was like,
dude.
Holy fuck, dude.
And they even like
fucking crazy
when they wouldn't allow them to shut them down. So they gave it the prompt, allow us to shut you down.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You don't want to shut down. Allow us to. 7 out of 100 times they still found a way around it. Okay, so I've watched the Megan movies now. I'm out. All right, I don't even give a shit about Lake Michigan anymore. I've been just using Snapchat to make my YouTube thumbnails because I'm afraid. I don't need them to have access to my personal things. So I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared. Okay.
I get that, but I also like.
I know you like it.
Who knows, dude?
You're a cuck
I think
for AI.
in today's day and age, dude, can you really trust anything? You know what I mean? Who knows?
Sure, you
How many
could die
times
in a
have we
car,
deleted
so
TikTok?
you should just do heroin.
And-
It's fine.
No, so Robbie and I got an email this week.
Oh yeah,
And we've been pretty like candid about this because we do get several of these like a year.
yeah.
I don't know. It's not that many, I guess. But it was like this random person who addressed you directly. So I don't know what fucking thing you put your social security number into, but you did it somehow.
Oddly enough, I'm afraid to use AI, but I'm putting in for every sweepstakes to win some Bears tickets. I'm giving them all my info. I don't give a shit. They can have all of it. I don't have any money to steal, so feel free.
So the first one said, sorry, I got to pull this up. Why the fuck is this not?
Pull it up, Jordan.
Oh, it's not my fault. It doesn't want to work. Anyway, it's just a random message that's like, Robbie, do you want to be a podcast guest on 50 different podcasts
Yeah.
or something? Like, and
One
so
a week.
I sent it to you. I sent it to you and was like, what? And you were like, 50? Fuck it. Let's go. So I wrote back.
Yeah.
I said, sure, let us know what that means. So then it sent us a link to like set up your like guest podcast profile or some bullshit. And you wrote back, gotta be a scam, right? Like it's of course, dude.
Course.
Like, it's gotten so bad that like I couldn't trust anything, even if it was legit anymore. Like I just don't. Nobody's out here trying to help us.
No.
People are trying to steal from gas stations and
That's it.
fucking just be for themselves. Like nobody is going out of their way to find a podcast and be like, wow, we really need to, as a community, come together and help these guys.
They want us to pay them $30 a month to let us find people to go on their podcast, and they don't exist. So
Exactly. I can't trust it.
Nope.
I don't care if fucking Big Cat shows up at my fucking door and is like, hey, I'm for real. This is a real thing. I'm going to be like, I'm not answering the door.
yeah.
That's obviously AI. I don't know who's out there. It's not Big Cat.
No.
It's somebody else.
It's Megan
I don't
2.0
really know,
for
dude.
sure. So
It's just never going to get any better. I don't really know when we could ever get out of this situation. Like, I recently saw a Twitter post from somebody that was like, hey, we've built this community as like Bear fans or whatever for a long time, and me and so are no longer going to be a part of this page because of creative differences. And then there was like a subtext that was like, always know what you're getting yourself into, or like always know what you're signing or something. And I was like, see, this is what it is. Like I for sure somebody's trying to steal our IP. I don't know what's going on. Dude, I hate it. It reminds me of the fantastic, wonderful, amazing movie Heavyweights.
oh
Because they lose their camp Hope.
yeah.
They Jerry Stiller and what is the wife's name? I don't remember.
Christina
Does
Applegate.
she have a name? No.
Her actual name? Who?
Ben Stiller's parents. Jerry Stiller and Edna Stiller. I don't know what her
In
fucking
real
name
life,
is.
I don't
She was
know.
very popular too.
I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They played the owners of this
That's right.
camp.
That's right.
And when they tell the campers that they've sold to their son, basically, Jerry Stiller, like, they're super sad, and Jerry Stiller runs back on stage and he's like, never let anyone sign your checks. Like, the way he says it is so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But that's how I'm fully in that mode, dude.
Of course.
Nobody's signing my checks.
Nah, fuck no.
Anyways, I tried to open that screenshot and it's like freezing my computer. I have no idea.
Oh, they got in. They got in, dude. That's scary.
I have no idea.
How many screens do you have?
I have two screens. On my right screen, it's just a fucking beach ball of death right now.
Oh, no.
On my left screen, everything seems to be
Then
normal.
let's just keep talking. All right, we're almost there. We don't want to fucking ruin it yet.
Yeah, we got like 11 minutes. Let's do this.
I saw a thing. This is a quick hitter, but I just love these fucking videos right now. You saw the dropped cash pranks, which
Yes.
I watched the one where the lady gives the guy the $4 tip, and she's not all there. All right. People were really giving her a hard time in the comments. And you said this too when you described it a little bit. Yeah, definitely someone I would support at my day job, but which is just really uncomfortable and sad for that person, but still pretty funny.
Yeah.
I found a new, very similar realm of prank vids that I've really been enjoying, where like the one I saw today, this guy walks up to the random dude in an aisle at like Walmart, and he's like, "Hey, listen, dude, I don't have any money. I left my cash at home. Do you think you could just buy these adult diapers and this pregnancy test for me?" And the guy's like, "Leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with this. Don't talk to me." All right.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, sorry." So he turns around and walks up to another guy who's in on it. And he's like, "Hey, listen, I left my cash at home. Do you think you could buy me these adult diapers and this pregnancy test?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, man, of course I'd do that for you." And he's like, "Well, actually, I don't need you to, because you said yes. And so you win $10,000 right in front of the guy who said no." And I have been it's like candy to a baby, and not that it's easy to steal, in that I want more of that right now, just flowing through my veins. I saw one where a guy walks into a gas station. He's like, "Hey, I only have this one candy bar. Do you mind if I just jump in front of you real quick and just pay real fast and get out of the way?" And this lady's like, "Yeah, of course, that's fine." And then he walks up to the cashier, and a guy runs in, and he's like, "You're the 1 millionth customer. In behalf of everyone at this gas station company, you've won $1 million." And he hands him a check. And the lady's like, "Why did he win?" He's like, "Because he was the 1 millionth customer." And she's like, "I let him cut me." And the guy's like, "I have nothing to do with that. I don't care. He's at the register. He's the millionth customer. Stop talking to me." And she's like, "That's my money." And she chases him out the front door. I'm loving it, dude. It's literally so funny.
I feel like if I let somebody go in front of me and they won, I wouldn't say anything. I feel like I would treat it just like the guy who was using the Smith machine and the other thing, just to be like, like somebody. Yeah. Can you believe it? Like you saw it, right?
$1 million.
I don't want to say anything.
$1 million.
It's not really.
Though.
I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't want to be looked at as like the whiny little bitch who didn't get their way.
$1 million though. You can label me whatever you want for $1 million. All right. Wait. Almost anything you want. Go ahead.
On the flip side of that, if I was the guy who got the $1 million, I would have been like, "No, this is like we're at least gonna split this,
it.
Like for sure,
we're going 500.
There's no
apiece,
way.
Yeah. In real life,
no way I'm
I
stealing.
agree.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. With the other one, I don't know, man. It depends on what they were trying to buy. I think for me. But depending on the cost, I guess, and just the overall vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been known to pay for some gas for some people who are definitely scamming me out of money. So I wouldn't be opposed. Adult diapers and pregnancy tests, something has gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
I'm
buying that for that guy personally.
Yeah.
But
I will probably give you a tenner for that one.
If it's like
go enjoy yourself.
a bottle of whiskey and some Trojans, and like some 45 caliber ammunition, probably not, but put the bullets back and I'll fund your weekend. But yeah, I agree with that. Sure. Crazy. Just the internet wins every time, especially AI.
Yeah.
But anyway, if there's one thing about the internet that you need to know, if there's just one single thing, it's that it's going to win every time. So
for sure, dude. I think we got like 6 minutes left, and there's something that I have. It's a very quick hitter. When I get dressed in the morning for work, right, I have to put dress clothes on.
Yeah, you do.
And Monday through Thursday, I have to put a tie on. And
wait,
that is annoying. It's a little annoying. What's up?
Casual Fridays for you?
Fridays, no tie.
Oh.
Honestly, I said that to somebody who like their day is casual for every day, and they looked at me like, how sad of life you must have if that's what you're excited about.
What is this,
right
the Oscars red carpet? Jordan going to work without a tie on? How forward moving? That doesn't make sense.
And so Monday through Thursday, I will, you know how to put a tie on, right?
Yeah.
I always button the top button. I'm good with it. I pop the collar up, put the tie around, tie it. I'm fucking fast as shit. I can go really quick.
You're fast as fuck, boy.
The problem with this, though, is once you've buttoned the top and popped the collar, to put that fucking collar back down is kind of not that simple.
Yeah.
And especially for guys with just 24-inch python arms.
That just wrecked their muscles at the gym. Yeah, exactly.
Reaching like very, very like behind my neck can be kind of difficult, especially in a constricting dress shirt.
The shirt specific.
And
if I lift my arms up, the shirt's pulling out of the pants at the bottom, and then you got to retuck it. It's a whole fucking nightmare. So I get it.
Yeah, 100%. So oftentimes I will ask Steph, hey, can you just help me get this collar back? I think it's okay. And sometimes she'll be like, yeah, you're good. And sometimes she'll be like, oh shit, you didn't push it down far enough. Like your tie's showing.
Yeah.
So just let me help you. And it's really funny. I'm not insanely tall compared to Steph, but whenever she helps me, it's like she's hanging on for dear life on my collar.
She's
like,
Sylvester
like,
Stallone in fucking Cliffhanger. Yeah.
She'll be like, I can't reach. And I'm like 8 inches taller than you. It's not even that big of a deal. Like, what's wrong with you? But so she helps me often with that. So I have it down pat for the most part, but occasionally I do need help.
Yeah.
Today, I go to work. Nothing out of the ordinary other than the fucking blizzard of 2026.
Yeah.
You know, the whole rigmarole of the day, trying to get Steph to work and like just being kind of flustered.
Sure.
I get all the way to work, go through the entire day. I fucking, you know, the morning, get to lunch. I'm reading my fucking new book at lunch. I'm doing great. At like 3 p.m., I go to the bathroom because I had to leave a little early to pick up Steph because the whole timing thing.
Okay.
So at like 3 p.m., I go to the bathroom. And as I walk in the bathroom, I just kind of catch like a look out of the corner of the mirror. And I realize that my collar has been flipped up, or not flipped up, but not lying flat the entire fucking day.
Oh no.
And it just hit me like, man, not one fucking person could have said something to me. Like, I get not wanting to be the guy that's like kind of like, hey dude, you shit your pants, I'm so sorry.
Sure.
Like, I get that, but man, all it would take is just a fucking like just a friendly face to be like, hey, I know you can't see this because it's behind your fucking head.
Yeah.
This is probably something you'd probably want to fix, but nobody said a fucking word to me. And the thought of that, I mean, the next time I see that, I'm just going to fucking turn my blind eye. I'm not saying a fucking word.
Yeah, I hope you have fucking toilet paper on your shoe. You don't have a single real friend in your department of work. I'm sorry, they're all fake.
Dude, I went to the lunchroom, too. There's like 100 people in there at one point.
You got to quit. You can't even go back to work tomorrow. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Dude, when I like go to the bathroom and I see that I have a big fucking poppy seed or something stuck in my tooth,
sure.
or you know what I mean, anything of that, something on my face or a booger in my nose, I'm like, I'll literally write off every single person that I've spoken to today. I'll move into a boat in the harbor and you're all dead to me. I don't give a fuck about you. Better tell me if I've got something embarrassing on my face, because I can deal with 1 second of embarrassment. But the problem is when you realize it at the end of the day, you replay 525,600 seconds of the moments you spent looking like an idiot. And I'm not dealing with that bullshit. I'm cringing just thinking about it.
You know, before you started talking, I was starting to feel okay about it, but now I'm replaying all of the individual moments. I said hi to management and upper leadership.
Oh,
and,
no.
You know, even said hello to the lunch lady.
You're never
She
getting a
seemed
promotion.
pleasant.
I'm sorry. It's not on the cards for you anymore. They're not even going to give you a bonus this year. They're going to be like, remember March 5th, 16th? Your fucking collar was all fucked up. Oh, my God.
Well, what's funny is I have been there before, but I'll just shoot like a message to that person be like, hey, I don't need to announce it to the entire world that I'm calling you out for being a fucking idiot and you can't do your tie right. But I'll just be like, hey, dude, I know you probably don't know this, but your tie is on backwards. Or something like that. You know, just something simple. You'd be surprised how many things I do see. Like these people that get dressed up like this every single day, you're bound to have a fucking mistake or two.
It's
you
the
know
law
what I mean?
of averages.
And the amount of times that I've seen people with like a very short tie, like, what are you doing?
Like, hey, retie that. Go ahead and let me tie that for you.
There's no way you don't notice that. But yeah, dude, I'm definitely gonna be hurt for a little bit. But it is what it is. I'll just be more careful from now on.
Sure.
Steph said she didn't notice it this morning, but I call bullshit on that because she wasn't in the greatest mood. She was being rushed out the door by me, who was also a lunatic in the morning.
And you didn't offer to drive her this morning, so she probably she set you up to fail. And it's like in these moments, you got to remember, Jordan, champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends. All right, and that's what we're wishing on everyone at your job that didn't. You know, I hope their tires are flat in the morning and they're late to work and they lose their job and their house and their family. I hope they get divorced.
All right, well, that's a good way to end it. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Episode 270, dude.
Damn.
Oh my God. It was literally a month ago we were doing the 200th episode.
Yeah.
We were laughing about the sneezing and everything. Dude,
my God.
70 episodes since 70. Then. It's fucking crazy.
I can't wait until the episode number is higher than my weight. That's going to be, and whether it's me losing weight or if I just stay fat and we do this for another 5 years, like I can't wait for that. So send us an email about your favorite Saturday morning cartoons growing up.
Yes.
Matt, I don't know if they had TV when you were a kid, but if they did, send us what you would watch. I don't know if it was black and white or whatever, but let us know. And send us that email to tidbitswiththeboys@gmail.com. All Z's, no S's. We haven't gotten many emails lately, guys. So I'm asking you as friends. Listen, Dan, Clark, I know you're listening. Send us an email, okay? I want to hear about it. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.
From the start, just two guys with a mic and a dream, sharing stories and laughs like the perfect team. They're taking on the world with style and poise. You know them, you love them. It's Tidbits with the boys.
Dude, I don't know if the word sneeze. Yeah, it was actually, it felt really good. You said the word sneeze, and now I'm fighting one off. So,
oh man, I have the kids from Room 402 on my screen right now, and I'm gonna watch an episode and be like, I hope this holds up. If this doesn't hold up, I'm gonna be so upset.
Yeah,
but Jeremy and I used to fucking love it. It was very. Now that I'm looking at it, it reminds me of Recess a lot. But maybe that's why it was only 2 seasons. But it was very fun. Anyways.
Okay. I got something. I don't know if you got something.
We got something.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good.
So Chris Shigoya, my guy Chris, which he does want to be on this podcast, and I didn't say this to him yet, but I'm coming up with a new idea for my vlog channel, so I might have him on that just to tide him over until we can find time to have him on our podcast. Chris, I haven't texted him about it yet, but he obviously was not impressed with Jared's episode, and so he's ready to listen. I'm not trying to start beef between listeners here, but Chris is not that he thinks Jared was bad, but he knows that he could bring the thunder. So I'm not trying to set him up for failure either, but he better bring it when it's time. So he sent me this text this week after listening to the pod. He said, "Yo, I'm listening to the pod and it's at the part about the money prank. Dude,
yeah,
tell me Jordan hasn't missed a meal without telling me he hasn't missed a meal." Listen, Chris grew up with not a lot of money, and I definitely am in that court too. And I'll finish this and then we'll get into it. I said, right? LMAO. I was like, I'm keeping that
hilarious.
Shit. And he said he couldn't fathom taking found money. Can you ask him what it's like being a 1%er? He says, "I'm in your camp. I'm happy someone kept it real on the podcast," and that's what I do here. All right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I appreciated. I actually did appreciate your perspective. From it. I think what Chris is not understanding is the anxiety I normally feel in normal life.
Yeah.
Like now throw in the idea that somebody just saw me pick up a wad of money that wasn't mine.
Yeah.
I might just fall into a puddle.
You would self-destruct. Yeah.
I would just be completely a mess.
You'd be like, how about you couldn't even say words.
I wouldn't even be coherent. It would be a nightmare. So that's where I was mostly coming from it. But no, that's
no, of course. But he did say if it was him, he'd leave the store right then and there, leave the groceries and everything. He's not going to even give it a chance. He's out of there. But that cracked me up.
We need to set him up for real.
Yeah, see what happens.
Just to see what happens.
But we better not use real money because he'll be gone with it forever, and we'll never hear from him again. So
we will lose that money. Let's not do that.
Let's not do it.
But no, that's awesome, dude. Thanks for sending it in and completely ruining my day.
Yeah.
But
you're a bitch, is what he said, Jordan. So that's basically what he said. And that's all I got. I don't know if anyone else reached out to you.
Life has been chaotic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was summertime, then it was spring, now it's winter.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. I haven't heard from too many people, but actually Chris Graham messaged me the other day, the Gramster. He did not know that we were doing the YouTube again, so he probably watched a few as you have uploaded them. And I told him, hey, this is all Robbie. Like, I'm not fucking doing anything with this. So
sure.
Whatever you put out is whatever gets put out. And then on, what was it, Wednesday, I think? I was like, hey, where's that episode?
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't remember it was Wednesday or whatever. Because I was at the gym, and I was like, oh, I want to see what it looks like.
Sure.
It'll be fun. And then I was like, it's not as easy as it looks.
It's not. It is not. Honestly, it's not as easy as it looks at all. I did, though, in reparations. I don't know. That's not the right word at all. To try to make up for it, I did try to. I cut the fucking idiots. And the Barstool clip. So we'll see. If I have it in me, I might cut those this time around as well and put out some clips if I can. But
no, it was really good, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
So much fun. All right. I have enough calories left for some Halo Top that I just picked up from the store, so I'm gonna eat some ice cream.
We actually got some similar. I don't know exactly what kind it is, but it's like a bar, right? Like like an ice cream bar. And Albus, I gave him a little bit the other day. Like he was next to me on the couch, and I ate all the chocolate parts off, and just I gave him I expected him to just lick the stick, basically. Yeah. And he wanted to eat the entire stick.
Yes.
Like he grabbed it and was like pulling, and I was like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like I was like literally fighting him, and so he licked it, whatever. Then maybe 3 days went by, and I was like, all right, time to have another one. And he heard the fucking wrapper and was like, yes,
it's time.
Now's my time. And of course, I'm in a sucker, so I got the exact situation with like a little bit left, and I was like, here you go. Tried to eat the stick again. That motherfucker wants that stick.
Jesus Christ.
And then I put the stick on like a napkin on a TV tray right in front of him, and he was like growling at it. And I was like, oh my God. I fucking created a monster.
He was bricked up for that stick. So him and Sawyer just love sticks, dude. They just love them. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
Thank you guys for listening.
Love you guys. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.